And we're live. Ladies, gentlemen, and informeds, welcome to Project Bankshot Weasel, Season 3, Episode 27. Let's take this act on the road. Now, as
Google
it happens...
hasn't killed us yet.
Google hasn't killed us yet.
Nope.
We'll have a session next week that should be more or less all right, if I remember to schedule it. And then after that, everything goes to bloody blue blazes. We'll see what happens after that. But I think I might have a handle on it. But back to the game. Over the past few sessions, Texas and Kiva have been investigating, sort of at Sanjeet's request, and maybe Sanjeet will get in here today, a peculiar set of thefts at a local, well, I don't want to say mobster. He wouldn't want me to say mobster, but let's call a spade, and a mobster a mobster. A number of potential historical artifacts and a drive with some rather unfortunate templates on them. Gesundheit.
Did we ever find out what kind of templates were on it?
Well, okay.
Like embarrassing or something?
Okay, okay. Embarrassing to have on one's drive. So, possibly even dangerous in some cases. You know how occasionally you see these templates and printings of secret drones, jammers, and unfortunate robotics. One could get the
look at a lot.
Yeah. Okay, one could get the feeling that the drive that was taken has a lot of that stuff on it. Stuff that authorities don't want in the common man's hand, especially not in the crime lord's hands. So, yeah, this could get ugly. And so, Kiva and Praxis, and later Kevin, had ended up at the Pit Stop community, which is a racing aficionado community. And I keep mentioning the name of the bar, and I keep not remembering. An application just quit unexpectedly on my side. That's not a good thing.
As soon as we remember what the name of the bar is, we'll write it down. Because you had an idea and it was good, and then you couldn't remember it, and you came up with another one which maybe wasn't as good, but then later you thought of a better one, and none of those exist except as a video somewhere distributed amongst Google servers.
So I may be going back into the archives for a few things before hopefully the archives stick around. Well, we'll see how that goes. In the meantime, they've ingratiated themselves into this community of racers, looking with a critical eye at a fellow named Antonio Adams, who it has been established is a definite camhead sort, bad boy cute, with some hopes apparently of becoming a professional. But he's involved with someone. And either through him or through a mutual acquaintance, another fellow whom Praxis has felt out, in a nice way, I mean, James Lalibert, who is best described as a professional goon and wall of meat on the outs with polite society. A big fighty fellow who apparently makes his own clubs. So I imagine Praxis might have some mixed feelings about him.
I was thinking, actually, Kiva was the one who did that.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was you, Praxis.
Someone was talking to him while he was printing stuff. And that was on the other side of town.
No, I was doing a lot of the talking.
Oh, Kiva was. Oh.
Yeah, Praxis was just kind of backup for that, just nodding and things like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Good technique, but what he's using it for? Ew. Ew. Yeah.
Omelets, eggs.
So everyone is now milling about the community again because the pump and dump special has ended with, well, I wouldn't call them winners.
The only winning move is not to play.
Something like that. People are milling about, planning and deciding what race they need to do next. And it is in this situation that we have the three of you, though not necessarily together. What is your plan?
So there was this William Couch guy.
William Couch is the head of the pit stop community. He was he's the officially elected leader, although there does seem to be a bit of grumbling behind his back. I wonder what that's about.
He seems to be somewhat unpopular.
Mm-hmm.
And it might be that he's not actually really good at racing himself, but knows a lot about cars anyway.
Yeah.
That could very well be. Whether that's enough for people to talk behind his back or not, that remains to be seen.
So, but what brought us or you guys here? That was some car theft, right?
Yes, there's been a bit of automotive shenanigans. It was the disappearances of, well, the 2239 Sundota Visiplex is a self-driving car with some, well, nominal controls inside the cockpit, plus a swivel seat, so the driver can face back to the passengers when someone else is driving. And around these parts, that'd be Traffic Wizard.
Mm-hmm. But did we see any of the cars in the area, or cars of those models here?
As a matter of fact, that's one of the reasons you came here, because the pit stop community has one of the highest concentrations of Sundota Visiplexes in the area because they're a popular chop car. Or popular shop car. Oh, be honest, chop car. Take them apart, put in better pieces, and run them fast.
Mm-hmm.
How many are we talking? Like, it seems like brute forcing this is not going to be a good solution. Just investigating every single one.
Well, there's about 16 of them.
Fewer than I thought, but still does not make for interesting or compelling gameplay. So
you have some. Well, let's see. Let's go back over some of the stuff you've seen. Some of the stuff. Some of the stuff you've seen and experienced so far. Now, when you first got into the when you first got into the check engine. Yes, I've renamed the bar again. I'm going to have to go over those archives for sure. So when you got in there to the smoldering dipstick, you saw...
oh, God.
You saw the bunch of people there, and you saw Antonio Adams, and you saw James Lalibert in the bar there, giving Antonio Adams quite a bit of stink eye. That's what first got your attention to the two of them.
Yes.
James Lalibert lives outside of the pit stop community, and Antonio Adams just came in very recently.
And let's see. We did determine that Antonio acquired, was it the 2216 Ford Lightning
The 2216
Questionably-
Ford Lightning, he might have gotten that questionably because there was a theft of one about a week before, maybe 1 or 2 days before Adams got into the pit stop community, and he got into the pit stop community with a 2216 Ford Lightning.
Mm-hmm.
But that car has not been seen around the community lately.
Oh yeah, he said he headed out having some work done, I think. Which is odd considering...
How many garages are inside the community?
Yeah, unless there was some like really specialized tool or whatever, or some kind of process. Did we ever?
The Lightning may not be as choppable as the Visiplex, but
Yeah.
there's like they say, there's a reason it's a cliche, or a reason it's a very popular stolen car or something. However that metaphor goes.
Did we ever talk to figure out who the owner of that stolen vehicle was?
Which stolen vehicle?
The Ford Lightning.
The Ford Lightning? No, you hadn't yet.
Because if that person isn't somebody who hired Mr. Lalibert, there might still be some connection.
Well, you don't know who Mr. Lalibert is connected to.
That is true.
He might be a free agent, or he could be working for someone completely different, or someone that that you already know about within the game, but maybe have not met personally.
Well, I mean, I don't think he... Well, I mean, I suppose the possibility exists that he was the person who owned the Ford Lightning. But it's more likely that someone else owned it and then is paying him to retrieve it or otherwise cause Antonio problems.
Now, the Ford Lightning was stolen from Los Angeles, I'll give you that much.
Oh,
So this is a theft from some distance away. I'm going to go ahead and put this into the Notes Unanswered Questions and Odd Facts part of the document.
Mm-hmm.
Not relevant. Oh yeah, those were the guys that the owner of the Visiplex said were his enemies.
Right.
Or whatever. Oh yeah, he's like the producer, sound mixer guy.
Yeah, he's a sound technician.
Okay.
Okay. Those cars that are there, there's 16 cars that are all almost identical. Is it possible to take some of those for a spin on this track?
Well, you'd have to talk to someone who owns one of them.
Bet your eyelashes.
But you have... I'm not sure if Kevin can bat his eyelashes quite like that.
I don't know. Let's look at his skills.
I'd say I'm asking William Couch for a friendly little challenge. How about the two
Looking
of
for,
us
He has
see
a report
what's
at one.
what? Take identical cars, like two of those, and you show me what's what on the track here.
show you what's what on the track? Oh, sure. Let's see. Two identical cars, though.
Yeah, why not?
Let's see if we even have two identical cars on the track. He sort of does a sweeping motion to open what looks like a big window, and he's sort of scrolling up, up, up. Let's see. Well, let's see. Sort by year, last dynamometer test.
I'm going to try and get pictures of all that to the team.
Well, it's just private at the moment, but once
Okay.
he sees you looking at the gesture, hang on. He sort of he does a sort of flippy motion with his hand, and now it's set up so you can see it as well.
Okay, great.
Okay, so when I'm looking here, okay, we got a pair of well, let's see. It's a popular car for a reason. Two identical Sundota Visiplexes.
Yeah, great.
Dynamometer test shows there's only about 3 points of difference between them. That should be negligible. It should boil down to driver skill at that point.
Yeah. Okay, let's try those.
Okay. Let me send out a request or two because these are cars owned by people in the community. We're going to ask to borrow them. Of course, you're going to be responsible if anything happens to your car, as I would be for mine.
Kevin,
I can handle this. Let's see, and he's going to make a test to
Convincing the people.
I'm wondering what is the end game
Okay,
in terms of racing some of these Visiplexes.
Well, at least we get a bit closer to some of those cars and see serial numbers or stuff, and whatever was on that sheet that he just pulled up, that's now
that is now a matter of your archive,
yeah. So
and therefore
okay.
the group.
exactly, the group can now.
So you got a bunch of you got cars ranging in here from just purchased 2 weeks ago back to turn of the century.
And if we had like identifiable characteristics, like it probably wouldn't list like the VIN or something, but if you had something like if you knew the mileage, then you could rule out a lot of vehicles.
Exactly.
For the stolen one.
Yeah.
Okay, that's.
And also we get a feel for this William Couch guy. See
How good a driver, what kind of driver he actually is.
Oh.
Yes.
That's a. Interesting. Would that be discovering an aspect using drive?
Yes.
That could very well be, or establishing some cred. Yeah. Let's see. Or establishing cred in the community once you win a contest with him.
Mm-hmm.
You know, ultimately, this is trying to discover an aspect on him, I think.
Yes, I think so. Yes, it is.
That is the purpose of this exercise, rather than necessarily racing him. So, tell you what, let's play it this way.
We should have like a bingo card and try to discover aspects using every single skill.
Oh,
that means we win the game.
I can come up with some very bad ideas that way. Let's see. And you have that aspect, so there's a few aspects you haven't found on him yet. Now, he's got one of the cars, but he's going to pass off the contact information to someone else. A resident named David. No relation.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, see if you can get this guy's card, because he's not talking to me.
Okay. Good.
And you got David Evers. I'm going to need a rapport test from you.
David Evers. Rapport. What do I have in my rapport? Oh God, I don't have rapport. I have rapport as 1. Okay.
It just might not be where you expected it, because I'm seeing where you have it at 1.
I have it at 1, yes, and
Mm-hmm.
and I get. Oops. I get 1 more.
That's a total of 2. Mm-hmm. That is
total.
enough, because actually, let's will would be the thing to resist this with, and it could happen. That's only a 1. So yes, you can borrow a car.
Fine.
And Mr. Couch has borrowed a car.
Vun.
Vun, indeed. And so you get to racing, and you're going to roll your drive versus his to see if you can discover something about the way he drives, him through the way he drives.
Mm-hmm.
An interesting way of doing it, too.
Yeah. So, let's drive.
Mm-hmm.
Whoa.
This could be tricky. Ooh.
So,
At least it didn't sound like it bounced too far away.
no, it just fell to my feet. And it's
Right.
almost the same.
My drive roll is a bit... Okay, so you got a 4 and he got a 4.
Yeah.
That is enough. That is enough to get 1 free invoke on an aspect of his.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what? I'm going to give you his aspect because at one point there was some debris on the track. The way he got around it so expertly, I'm giving you the aspect of his sidesteps trouble.
Huh.
That's
good. Good to
It'd be
know.
the best one to. It'd be the best one for you to discover.
Mm-hmm.
There would be another one that would be amusing to discover that way, and another that, well, that would be very hard to discover with Drive.
Oh, I kind of wish I knew.
Okay, you know what? Just for fun, let's also do this at... Do you care who wins?
Yes.
Or do you just want to see the way he... Okay, then. Let's make this a proper contest. You're rolling at 3, he's rolling at 3. It could be anybody's race. And
right.
these are identical cars, so no mechanical advantage, so to speak.
Mm-hmm.
First
Only
one to
the
3
driver.
success. Okay, first 1 to 3 successes wins, and I think you're going to get 2 right off the bat.
Oh
Wow.
my goodness. Spend some fate points, David.
I got this time the other way around. So
Okay, so
I
that's...
got 2.
So you have a 2 on your total, and you know what? James raises a valid point. I'm going to spend a fate point on his sidestepping trouble and re-roll. So instead of a 0 on 3, I get...
Oh,
Well, a 3 anyway, so he has his first success. Score is now 1-0.
And I have 2. Except if I also
There we go.
point for my the race is the thing. Because I want to win. And I give it a +2.
Yeah, that would do it. So that brings you up to 4, and that gives you the first victory point.
Mm-hmm.
There will be a few more volleys. We start the second round.
Yes.
You have a few spectators at this point because you spent a few fate points to get results, and this one is a much better result for him.
Mm-hmm.
Learning where to put my finger to Oh, that doesn't sound good.
That doesn't sound good. Now I get the minus train.
Bang. Ooh.
Bang.
You know what?
So that,
Yeah, that would be a success with style for him. That would be 2 victory points for him.
that can't go. I'm
You will
going
not.
to give you an invoke of my trouble aspect. Oh, is that a challenge?
That's what I was thinking.
Oh dear.
And I'm re-rolling.
I really should
And
give you
I get a neutral. So
a neutral.
Neutral roll. So 1 plus 1 minus.
That still puts you at 3 versus the 4 I had for this round.
Yes, that's.
But it's only 1 victory for him instead of 2.
Yes.
There's that.
It is.
Let's give him 1 victory.
What? You're
Oh.
spending another fate point?
No. That's his victory. No.
Okay,
So-
okay. So it is 1-1 now.
So you're neck and neck.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
Now
imagining
this race has gotten interesting,
Turtle
and these
shells
aren't
everywhere.
and these aren't exactly slow cars either. There's been work done on these.
Okay. Oh.
Next round.
Next round.
I want someone to have
Right.
success at minor or great cost in this.
So.
Oh man, David, you are not rolling the best today.
And I am rolling to a 2.
Oh, so
That's a 2 versus his 0. This is not the major thing I'd want to spend fate points on at the moment. So priorities, man. I'll let you have. Wait, that would be. No, that's just 1 more point for you.
Yeah. My second.
It's 2-1. Unless you want to spend another fate point on it.
No.
It's more dramatic this way.
Yes. Okay, let's go to the next round and see. Screaming tires. Oh,
Screaming tires is a good aspect.
Hang on, let me get my 3 in there.
Oh, so
Ooh, I got a +1.
you got a +1.
Oh,
That wouldn't. Yeah, that would tie it up again 2-2.
Then let's do that. Let's tie it up to 2.
You got people up on the stands on the apartment building again watching this race between 2 visiplexes.
Yes.
Luckily, there's a tag above them so they know which is which, unless they're like painted differently or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is a head-to-head race. We are going for a photo finish. Okay, final round.
And you get a message from David Evers, do my car proud.
Okay.
No pressure or anything, of course.
I might. This looks, I get 2-4.
Ooh,
Okay, and my roll this time.
Oh.
Ooh. Ooh.
Ooh.
Yeah, that puts me over your 4, unless you spend something else.
I spend. I want that. I can once more invoke the challenge because now it's so close. That's my final fate point, by the way.
Ooh. Let's hope that doesn't come back to hurt you.
Yeah, let's hope so. But so I get to 6.
But you get to 6, and you get a victory out of it.
Yes! Yes!
Something good could come from this.
And you get a few cheers up. You get a few extra cheers up once the stand just realizes that Couch got beaten in a race. And I'll be right back.
Okay.
And the phone rings. Yay! Good job.
Yay! Woo-woo! That was close.
That was appropriately dramatic at just about every point.
Yeah.
It's like you had a point, and then he caught up, and then I think you got the other one, and then he caught up again.
Yes.
And then he was about to win, but you
And
spent
I
another fate
gave
point.
my last 8 point. Oh boy.
We cannot hear you, David. You are muted.
There we go.
Yes. Now you're back.
Okay, let me resend an invite to Shu.
Mm-hmm.
Was that her calling?
That was her on the that was her on the Google Plinker.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I see it.
Okay. I guess after this race, I'm going to try and discover another aspect about him by talking to him with empathy. Hi.
We can give empathy a try. Hi, Shu.
Hey everyone, sorry I couldn't come today. I had a sleepy head.
I knew that feeling yesterday.
Woo.
Alright, so what terrible trouble have you lot of scoundrels gotten into now?
Well,
What sort of trouble have you gotten me into now?
you personally, nothing much yet, because
Yet.
I think Sanjeet has been more involved in investigations. And could I get you to put headphones on, please, Ben? Because it's very hard talking over myself.
Yeah, just a second. Keep going.
Thank you. Anyway, Kevin just had a rather dramatic race with William Couch, the head of the pit stop community, in a pair of nearly identical 2239 Sundota Visiplexes, because there are so many of them in the community.
Indeed.
Because as it turns out, there is a reason people like modding that car. And now we are going into the sort of
Wait,
conciliation phase.
What is the reason people love modding that car?
Because it's easy. Because it's easy to mod.
Oh, okay.
The parts are well enough laid out to make hot rodding easy and even fun.
Mm-hmm.
It's like it just seems to be set up for that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I won. I beat him
And
by so much.
Andreas won that race that he wanted to win so very much. He spent his last fate point.
Spent all 3 fate points
wow.
on it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
nice. Okay.
Yeah, and now I'm looking at a good loser or a sore loser by talking to him and using my empathy on him to discover an aspect.
Oh dear.
Congratulate him on the run and tell him that I hope that we meet again soon.
I don't think you'll have much of a trouble with empathy, although I hope you don't need a fate point.
So I have 2 empathy and I rolled 1+, so I got 2, 3.
So you got a 3. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
that is good enough. That is a success with style. So I am going to give you...
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, I'm going to give you that aspect.
Mm-hmm.
Also, you have 1 invoke on Sidesteps Trouble, I believe.
Yes.
And I'm also going to give you his 2 invokes on... Oh, let's do it this way. His Trouble aspect...
What?
What?
He just has that... He generally has that kind of luck. You have 2 free invokes on an aspect titled "Invoke this against him for no reason."
It's just like a wild card. Like he just has bad luck and things just don't go his way?
Yeah.
Sometimes they do, yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
Wow.
the trouble aspect.
That's
to
like the
have.
worst trouble aspect ever because
It really is.
I don't even know if you could use that like in a good way. Like Andreas was using the, is that a challenge trouble aspect and, getting some good use out of that. But, wow, that poor guy. I kind of feel sorry for him now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Poor guy. Okay.
Yeah. Poor screwed bastard.
Yeah.
I guess
Okay,
he just
now.
noticed things like, I don't know, like a bunch of bugs hit his windshield at the wrong time or something.
Okay. Now we know a
Or
lot
or
about
he hit a loose prune on the track.
As long as that's all he hit.
Left over from the previous race. Yeah.
Okay. I get the feeling we know the guy a bit. And I return the car to its owner.
Nicely done, thanks. And is there anything I can do for you?
Yeah.
Well, okay, I guess I'll let you borrow my car, so that's kind of that. So, well, good race.
Thanks. Okay, I give him a high five.
Mm-hmm. He receives.
And so now I am basically someone who is a bit known in the community, I guess.
You gotten yourself a little ingratiated, yeah.
Hmm.
Kind of raises a philosophical question. How many communities can one really live in?
That's true.
I would
But
say
in the
there
meantime, that's been... Oh, sorry.
there are plenty of places where that's not entirely a philosophical question, but a logistical one.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. Meanwhile, while that race has been going on, Sanjeet, is there anything you're looking into as part of the more official part of this investigation?
Well, the
You know of-
session's
okay.
almost over, isn't it?
Halfway
Like
over.
an hour.
Oh!
Well, maybe about 45 minutes at least, because I have to meet my father for lunch.
I'm on Eastern time, so I thought it was like it's almost noon here, so I was like, oh.
It's almost noon here, too. The session ends at 1.
Right. Okay, I'm used to it ending at noon, so I was confused about the times.
No, welcome to the Eastern Time Zone.
Yeah, thanks. It's great to be
You're
here.
welcome.
Nice little section of the world there.
Yes. Has some interesting places in it.
Slice.
Quite a few places in it, in fact.
I mean, I have ongoing jobs. I guess I'll just put a couple, notches into those ongoing jobs, right?
Okay.
Don't I have a couple ongoing jobs?
Well, I assume you have a couple of ongoing jobs, but this isn't
so.
necessarily about them. This is about you and what's been happening recently. You've heard things. Well, let's see. While you've been busy on those other things, the team has been finding out about people like Antonio Adams, the racer who may be at least somewhat involved with the thieving that's been going on.
Oh,
that
sweet.
thieving that you're rather interested in.
Yeah, I guess I should.
How specifically he's involved, you haven't heard yet, but that may just be a matter of time and poking the bear.
Well, I guess I should investigate this guy.
There is also a fellow who lives outside the pit stop community called James Lalibert, who has thug written all over him. But he's strangely well-mannered and crafty, and was watching Antonio Adams like a hawk in the insufficiently named bar at the pit stop.
Insufficiently named bar. What?
Yeah, the bar/field house of the pit stop community is a racing bar, but I keep forgetting the name of it and not writing it down.
So,
well, why not just call it Racing the Bar?
That's
Not
I was
bad.
channeling Matthew for a second. Sorry.
Okay.
Raising the bar.
Bar. Okay, the bar field house is
Racing the bar.
racing the bar.
Oh my god, amazing.
you get a
Sancho
pretty
just
fate
like
point.
rolls his eyes so hard every time he goes in there. He's just like, I fuck off.
Did you see me rolling my eyes? And after I did that, and I thought for a moment, you said, "Yeah, that's about right."
Yeah. He's like, I'm
Mhm.
a dad and I wouldn't even make that joke. Okay, yeah, the guy that watches the other guy like a hawk. I think I wanna like
Mm-hmm.
get to know him. I think I wanna take him out for a
Get to
beer
know.
or something. Yeah.
Let's
He
see.
likes hurting people.
Kiva has some information on him,
Okay, cool.
and you can find the maker community where he had been working.
Okay, sweet. Wait. I already know this guy. Is this the guy who was at a maker community making
Oh.
himself like a blackjack?
It was Sanjit
And-
who was doing that.
Oh, it was Sanjeet. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
It
we
wasn't
bonded.
Kiva.
We're like buds now. I already did meet with him. Okay, so next time we're hanging out, I'm gonna be like, yo, that guy you keep eyeing, like, do you want me to introduce you to? Like, I know this really great place where they give you plenty of privacy.
Well, privacy might be a good thing when I ultimately encounter him, but
Well, yeah, I mean, like, I don't know. He doesn't really seem like your type, but hey, no
he's
judging.
not my type.
Oh, cool.
I'm not interested in. Not interested in because I'm Okay, now that comes out funny. No, I'm not. I'm not interested in him because I'm interested in. No, I'm not interested in.
Hey, I'm not judging. It's cool.
No, I'm
guys would be
trying
cute.
not to go. I'm trying not to go there. I'm trying to say that I'm interested in him in a professional capacity, shall we say? And he gives one of those. And he gives one of those funky clubs of his a waggle as he says so.
Oh, like you're gonna ice the guy. Huh.
Or just do some property reclamation.
Property reclamation. Like he's stolen from somebody? Man.
My boss and some of his advisors think he did.
Oh, wow. Okay. Like what? I mean,
Some sensitive material.
oh shit. Yeah. I do a little.
And he turns his head aside for a moment. I'm sorry, I got to take this for a moment. Yeah,
All right.
Delilah. You've heard the name Delilah before recently.
Oh yeah. She was my my like concierge at Tony's community.
At the bright Harry's community. The
Harry,
Braggadocio
sorry.
community. Mm-hmm.
At the Braggadocio. Yeah. Delilah. Okay. Well, I will definitely not infringe on his call. And like I think it's very important to state that like Sanjit says things like, "Are you going to ice the guy?" very casually, as if he's talking about like, "So you're going to eat Chinese for dinner?" Like it ain't even no thing to him.
a certain measure of casual savoir-faire. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, absolutely. Like he kind of just is like, "Whatevs, not my business." And yeah, so he won't, overtly listen in on the conversation, but
Right. Well, he does go silent after a few minutes. Then he looks at his window, looks back at you.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks. Why didn't you say something?
Say what?
We're practically on the same side. I'm working for Harry Kovacs too.
Oh, well, I didn't want to be, that guy who's dropping names.
Fair enough. Yeah.
And besides, like I like you. I didn't want you to think, it was just some professional thing. So, Do you like working for Harry? Like, he seems like a stand-up guy, yeah?
He seems to be, yeah.
Oh, that's good to know.
He's a very much straight shooter, and Delilah is doing a good job of Operation Neat.
Oh, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Did she mention me?
Yes, she did.
Oh, what did she say? Sorry, I'm just gotta be curious.
Oh, she said that you're working with. He said she said that you're working with the boss.
Mm-hmm.
Would probably like to keep hands off for most of the action, but you're probably going to work out okay.
Oh, sweet.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that was real nice of her. I think I appreciate her recommendation. Because some of these guys, they don't really appreciate the information side of things.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Like, they just sit you down and tell you to hack into a prison, and you're like, that's impossible, and they're like, no, do it anyway. But anyway.
I couldn't tell you from the hacking side, but I can tell you about breaking bones.
Hey, we've all got our skills, right?
Right.
And Sanji will kind of gesture at himself, and he's like, that's not exactly my forte, so,
Which raises the question, how am I going to keep an eye on Adams? Because I'm pretty sure he's involved in this thing.
Oh, man, it's too bad you don't know anybody who specializes in that kind of thing.
Well, I don't know. What are you thinking, and how much?
All right, I'll send you a profile, and he'll basically like open a thread about like an investigation thread. He's like, I also know I also know a few people that might be able to help, but they're just insanely expensive.
Yeah, I probably want to keep even more hands off than you do.
Probably. Besides,
I can appreciate that.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, I'm here to get my hands dirty. And it doesn't mean I want to wallow in it.
Yeah, I can appreciate that. It's I just want to stay in the game as long as I can. I've only got so many body parts.
Right. Not exactly a speaking of situation, but yeah, I need to arrange something just in case.
Me? Oh man, you don't need to worry about me.
No, I need to arrange something just in case this surveillance job goes south on me.
Oh.
Do you know where I can buy a fast car?
I might.
Let's escalate things.
Yeah, let's definitely escalate things.
Yeah, I think I think I may need to, if I need to run someone down, if you know what I mean.
Well,
Murder
I don't. I definitely don't know what you mean, but I do know people who can source cars. So if that's all we're talking about, then totally.
That's all we're talking about right now.
I'll help a buddy get himself some new wheels.
Okay, yeah,
with that.
I can do some of the modding myself.
There's a community that does a lot of modding.
Oh, I know. I've been there. And I may
Let me guess, you don't want to show your face?
Well, I already have once or twice. Too much and they might get suspicious.
Yeah, okay, I know a guy. So I'm out of character. I'm thinking to myself, should I hook this guy up with Kevin, or is that a terrible idea?
I leave that to you to decide.
What do you think, Andreas?
What's the question exactly?
This guy, he wants to source a fast car. He wants someone to be like a go-between between like him and the community. basically to like get a really fast car.
Yeah, sure.
All right.
Okay.
So I'll get him in touch with Kevin,
Mhm.
and I'll tell the guy, my buddy, not Kevin. I'll be like, just one thing. Don't let him perceive anything as a challenge. He turns into a real dick when he thinks there's something at stake. He gets into that
You know what?
macho shit, you know?
Let's see. I think Sanjeet has a fair measure of deceive here.
Yeah,
I know you're trying to. I know you're trying to warn him off, but let's see. You got that.
It's at 1.
Yeah, Sanjeet has deceive at 1, and Tell you what, Shu, would you roll some fate dice for me? You're starting at 1. I'm starting at a lower number, so
Okay.
you
A
probably
lower
have
number than
nothing
1.
to worry about. Oh, good grief!
Okay. Well then, my
He did not
result
the right.
is 2.
No, that'll do. You that would be a success with style on defense.
Mhm.
So
Okay.
you've kind of so basically you've kind of well, you warn James off in such a way that he doesn't suspect that you'd be he could take advantage of it. So do you have a name for a boost for this particular peculiar arrangement of information? I'm going to give you a boost because let's see. In discussion with Mr. Lalibert.
Well, in other words, I managed to not let myself come off as a mark. Right?
I would say more you describe the situation in such a way that you keep Kevin from being a mark.
Oh, okay. I keep Kevin from being a mark. Well, all this really boils down to is that he trusts my judgment and takes it seriously, and he wouldn't do anything I advise against. So let's call it, you know what, you're all right. And it just means that he trusts my judgment, right? And if I say don't do this thing, he's not going to do the thing.
Right.
Yeah.
Now it's just a boost instead of a full aspect, so at some point
Yeah.
he may decide you're not all right if you screw him over sufficiently.
Well, I'm not going to screw him over sufficiently. Dude breaks legs for a living, and I am not into that. It's not my bag.
Right. So you're putting him in touch with Kevin, and that is something that he is probably doing, meeting up with James, finding out the particulars of what kind of driving assistance he needs, because
Right.
he's kind of short
But
on
I'll make
driving
it clear
himself.
that Kevin is not working for Harry. He's not in the biz, as we say. I won't actually come out and say that, but I'll make it clear that he knows it.
Yeah, I see. So I'll need to come up with a story. I think I can do that.
Hey, you like to drive. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, this isn't going to be your usual driving.
He's not going to
Sorry.
ask too many questions. And I'll
Yeah,
tell
'cause this
Kevin, don't ask questions and don't rip him off. He can break your legs. I'll be like to Kevin, seriously, don't rip off this guy. Please don't.
Oh, is that a challenge?
No.
No, it's not a challenge. And do I need to spend a fate point to make sure Kevin doesn't interpret it that way?
I don't think so.
I'm not sure that
because
is
it's
necessary,
not.
but
It's not don't fuck with this guy, he could beat you up, which is a challenge. It's I'm repping you, don't let me down. Make a good impression for me, So that's
okay.
yeah. It's not a pride braggadocio thing. It's please be solid for me, because I'm referring you.
Have some empathy, basically.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Have some empathy. Take 2. They're small.
Little.
Yeah, that'll work.
Okay, cool.
Empathy treats. Excellent.
Sweet.
So, while they're doing that stuff, Kiva and Praxis, you're sort of watching the fun in the community. You just saw Kevin have this thrilling race with the kind of car you saw Antonio working on in the garage.
Mm-hmm.
It's very exciting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It was. The crowd almost literally went wild.
Mm.
I may have spilled my drink.
And someone else near you says, "I think some pee escaped." No, wait, that was the last race.
Yeah. What's wrong, right?
TMI, dude. Where did we last see Antonio?
You last saw Antonio. He was last time you saw him. He was coming out of the stands from the Pump and Dump Special race.
Oh, so he was watching that one. Okay.
He was kind of watching that one. You caught him on the way out. Since
Was that
then,
when
he
we
was
were-
in the.
We right before or right after we were investigating his garage.
I believe just after. Because you had taken that race as the opportunity to look in on his car.
Yeah.
Then that race ended and you came out to meet him.
I'm gonna brainstorm a bit. Amy, feel free to let me know what you're
Toss
thinking.
out some ideas.
Yeah, like
Oh, brainstorming. Can I get in on this?
please. One of the things that we might be able to do is try to see that Ford Lightning, because if that hasn't been seen around and it's not here, and
Then where is it?
yeah,
Yeah.
like, and not just where is it elsewhere, but why is it elsewhere? Like, because if he used that to get in the community, that can't be the only reason he stole it, unless getting in the community is like really super important. I don't know. It seems like he's.
It sounds like
need
there are
that.
parts of the mystery. It sounds like there are parts of the mystery you haven't put together yet.
Indeed, indeed.
There's no shame in that.
Well, if I did, it wouldn't be a mystery, then would it?
True, Dad.
If I knew everything.
Oh, no, that would take all the mystery out of life.
So we might be able to accomplish something by trying to get him to show us that vehicle. What else? I do not know what else.
When in doubt, drop a body through the skylight.
Or send in ninjas.
Yeah, I'm going to go with the metaphorical equivalent. You see Adams coming out of the apartment complex, saying to a window that you can't see, "What, tonight? And I've got to do what?" Didn't think it would happen this fast, but okay. And he goes into the garage.
He's working for somebody.
Mm.
You kind of found that out last time.
Mm-hmm.
Did we?
You
Yeah.
did.
How? In what context?
I believe it was some conversation with him where you got that invoke on him that reads, "Yeah, we did that, so what?"
Yeah, pretty much.
You sort of pandered to his brazenness,
Yeah.
which is a neat trick.
Oh,
We were talking to him and kind of getting a feel for like what he might have known.
oh, I'm drawing a distinction between what I thought we understood of he's working with people versus he's working for somebody who.
Well, he could be working with someone who's just given him instructions.
Yeah.
Yeah. I suppose.
Now, it may be possible, knowing that there is someone on the other side of the call, it may be possible to talk with him and get some information on him. Maybe.
That would take a lot of deceive.
That would take a lot of deceive. Now, where are you going to find that?
I don't know. Who has deceive?
Hint.
In column B.
I have deceived.
Oh, yes.
I like deceiving people.
Friendly little Miss Sticky Fingers.
That's just what you want us to think.
Huh?
So is little Miss Sticky Fingers going to come out in this situation as Little Miss Sticky Brain? Okay, that sounds terrible.
Sticky Brain.
Using your brain to pull ideas from other people's brains.
But yes, I would be happy to. Because why the hell not?
Okay, first you're going to have to get into his good graces, and then try to worm some information out of him. Even getting into his good graces, he might not be so eager to talk about the situation, but that's why you're going to be using deceive ultimately.
Yes.
We should try to get invited to whatever's happening tonight. He might need a skills demonstration.
That's possible, yes. It could be on you at that point because you're the drive person.
Mm-hmm.
I can do that. But if they're doing any sort of thing with theft,
Oh, that's true.
then you could probably show how quickly and easily you can get into a car that is locked.
I could, yes.
Now
That would be burglary.
Yes, and there has to be a cool way to do that too. Like, it has to be like brought up naturally, and like in such a way as to not arouse suspicion. Maybe I'm overthinking it, but like,
maybe just a bit.
You don't just walk up and say, "Oh, hey, I'm really good at stealing stuff and breaking into cars and places and stuff. Hope you don't have any use for that tonight." Let's see. So you said he was walking into his garage?
He was walking into the garage to presumably work on his car.
Mm-hmm.
Let's join him for that. We might get some ideas.
Okay.
So we will go to wherever the entrance is and
I believe you can check in because you have a provisional membership, or at least a pass.
Mm-hmm.
And there he is working on his car. Kind of pulling stuff out, in fact.
Mm-hmm.
and doing so in a somewhat disgruntled manner. Let's see, I need to speed this up a bit.
Did I already create an advantage for Kiva knowing about cars? Do we still, or was that like a boost?
You still have that on the field.
We still have that. Okay.
It's under the current situational aspects.
Yes.
Bringing Kiva up to speed, it's called. You have one invoke on. You have one free invoke still on it, and after that's gone, it is still invocable with fate points.
Yes.
Okay, so we have an in saying, "Hey, it looks like you're doing this specific thing."
That might be more a function of craft to determine what it is he's doing.
Sure.
I have that. So does practice.
Yes.
So let's see. So I can see this breaking down into a challenge. First, we're going to have rapport to get into his good graces. And actually, the better of you has it at 2.
Indeed.
Oh.
If you're working together on this, you can start at 3
Okay.
for your rapport roll.
The thing is, I don't normally do too much of the talking because deceive reasons, but...
Well, you're working together on this one.
But maybe that's just a risk we need to take. Okay, so... Yeah, I will, in a very rapport-ly way, comment on what he is doing. If I am starting at 3, then my total is 5.
Your total is 5 in this case, and he starts at a much lower number. You get a success with style there, so that is a... So you're going to get a boost from this. You can point out what he's... Okay, you can get into his good graces enough to approach the garage at least, because we're starting with the rapport roll. So you start with the friendly face routine. Give me another roll for your rapport this time. No, not your rapport, your craft. To identify the stuff he's doing.
All right.
And in this case, I will roll on...
Something that makes sense.
Yeah, he doesn't have much in the way of deceive.
Does this count as Emmy assisting as well for this one, since she has crafts at 1?
Might as well.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
In for a penny, in for a pound or something.
The best part of that is that since I'm starting at 5, even though I rolled a -2, I'm still at 3.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
and I got to 1. So yeah, you can see he's pulling out some of the more he's pulling out some of the pricier parts. The more expensive pieces of kit that are fitted in with just wires and cables.
Does it look like that's the common theme, is that they're the expensive things, or is it that he has like a particular goal of he needs to redo this system or something like that?
No, that's the crazy thing. It looks almost like he is downgrading his car.
Huh.
Pulling out the expensive high efficiency parts and putting in more off the shelf stuff.
That's an odd thing to do.
That is a very odd thing to do. And so we come to the deceive part, where you actually try to find out what it is he is doing. Or actually, you want to find out something about the person he's working with.
Right. We'll just see that.
I'm not sure how we go from 2 to 3. I mean, like the figuring out what he's doing to asking about the person he was talking to.
Well, you basically made the opening for Kiva to come in and start working her wiles. Now we are to the point where she works those wiles. So, Emmy, work those wiles.
Will do. Oh, what the hell, Fate Roller?
Oh no. What is it? Click. Oh God.
Nope, 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 nope.
Okay, well, let's see.
That was amazingly terrible.
That, it really was, yeah.
Given the situation, whoa, yeah. That kind of stinks on ice.
Yeah.
Especially when you consider that for this particular part of the challenge,
Oh.
now you did get a boost early for.
Well, I'm actually going to spend a fate point so that I can re-roll
Okay.
through that. That is not what we are doing right now.
Now you have a boost from earlier talk with him. Are you using that for the? No, you're using the fate point for the reroll. And
No, I'm going to do the re-roll first.
okay, how are you doing the reroll though?
Let's see. I'm going to use a fate point with. Let's see.
Well. For one of your aspects or something.
Mm-hmm.
May I suggest "Oh So Innocent"?
That's what I was thinking.
I'll accept that.
Okay, so let's re-roll this bitch.
Instead of that, instead of a -1.
What the hell?
That's kind of on the lower end of what I would consider an improvement.
I mean, it's still better, but
We're still far short.
It is a good bit better, but you're quite a ways short.
I know.
Now you could spend another invoke and get another reroll, or spend another fate point and get another reroll. Remember, you still have an invoke on. Yeah, we did that. So what? An invoke on bringing Kiva up to speed.
Mm-hmm.
I want to say try for another reroll on
Yeah.
the boost.
I guess I will try for another reroll.
Using what resource?
The boost, maybe? I don't know.
It does relate to his friend, so yeah, we did that. So what would make the greatest sense?
Okay, I suppose I could do that.
Yeah. Okay,
Come
so
on,
that
Fate
boost
Roller.
goes away. And
You're a
Fate
piece of-
Roller?
You're a piece of shit, be better.
If
Okay,
that is striking distance. Yeah, that is a success at slight cost.
well, let's also use the bringing Kiva up to speed.
Bringing Kiva up to speed.
Yeah.
For a +2.
Yep.
For a +2, that'll make it 7. And regarding his friend, yeah, what just happened? Okay, that was what just happened. There we go. Now back over here and location on people. Now, because we don't have a name for him yet, I'm just going to put in a bunch of question marks and give you a hanging aspect. The only thing you can the one thing you got out of the conversation with him is that the guy is ordinarily so laid back he's practically falling over. But this time, well, this time he means business. That does not ordinarily happen. Do you know what? Yeah, maybe it is time.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Oh.
Brace yourselves.
Maybe that other guy. Yeah. And so he goes running off, because I do need to kind of bring this session to a close soon.
Antonio goes running off?
Yeah, Antonio goes running off. He stops outside the garage to check his directory, and then looks over Kevin's way.
Yes.
And comes up to you and says, hey, I saw that race with the Sundotas. You feel like a street race tonight?
Huh. Is that a challenge?
Why, yes. Yes, it is.
All right, bro.
Beautiful, shiny Fate Point. The jolly candy-like Fate Point.
I like Fate
To be
Point.
fair, he would have accepted anyway because, finding out more about what's going on
This
is its
This
own
is
reward.
plot relevant, yeah.
Yep.
And so he posts a notice about the upcoming street race to the community. Fast forward a little bit to just a little after sunset. You got 5 or 6 people interested in this outside format race.
That's what they call
One of them says, "You think he's going to show up?" And someone else says, "Oh God, I hope so." Yeah. Yeah, but what happens? I'm just going to throw this to you as exposition on the way out, because what happens as the cars start lining up to leave the community and get out onto the streets proper. The street erupts.
Literally?
This sort of, well, it
or the people?
Actually, it appears to be a digital effect overlaying the street. But fire and smoke, virtual fire and smoke come belching out of that. And Traffic Wizard, holding a flashing red light in one hand and a wand with a stop sign on the end of it, says, "You shall not pass." Several people applaud the effect when he does that. So you get the feeling he's done this before.
Awesome.
That's funny.
At least not the way you're thinking. And
Yeah.
he shrinks down a bit and steps out of the crater, which closes up behind him because, special effects and all that. Okay. You're coming out into my town, so to speak. I think I can say that. Anyway, you're coming out into my town. You're going to follow the rules. May I suggest a slightly different format of race? I've been reading up on this thing called the Road Rally.
Uh-oh.
And he has pamphlets to hand out. You obey traffic laws. You get from point A to point B as fast as you can. It's a more technical race. Anyone that gets caught out is disqualified. And, of course, I'll be watching like a hawk.
That sounds like a new challenge on the challenge.
Recursive challenges.
That first fate point hasn't even cooled down yet.
Yes.
But yeah, just to fast forward a little bit more, you and he and 2 or 3 other people that are interested, they sort of line up at the they sort of line up at the intersection. Traffic Wizard holds his red light aloft, which is a red crystal ball. All right, if we're going to make this a proper challenge, let me synchronize this light. Okay, yeah. Okay, we're going to make this a proper gentleman's race. No offense, ladies. Ready, set, yeah, red, yellow, go, green. And I'll take a complimentary drive roll from people. Kevin, is there any particular route you're going to take? You have a destination somewhere in the southern San Francisco area, south of the pit stop community, and weaving through a good bit of congestion at this time of night.
Oh.
Any particular route are you taking, or do you have a different goal in mind?
Oh, like you could tail Antonio or something.
Well, it's a street race, is it not?
Well, no. There are a number of turns.
Okay.
In fact, you're probably going to. In fact, you're probably going to want to divert around traffic.
Mhm.
But yeah, Antonio looks like he's starting to take his own route. Do you follow?
Yes.
Heck yeah.
Let's follow Antonio. And make a driving roll. No. That's a plus minus plus minus.
Plus minus plus plus. That's a +2.
No. Plus minus plus minus. That's
Oh, that's even up.
even.
That is an even up 3 on your drive roll, and let's do his drive roll. Slight gain on you. So I got a 4 to your 3.
4 to a 3.
He's getting a little ahead of you.
Ha.
But you are still following him.
I'm not only still following him, I'm just burning my newfound
fate point in order to keep up with him.
In order to keep up with him, or to nose in front of him, because when I take a +2, then I get
that would
slightly ahead.
If the goal is to get ahead of him, then yes, you do, because as you're running along, he slows and turns into a parking garage.
What?
I know, right?
Right there.
That's strange.
Well
I
done.
know, that's very unaccording to the race.
Huh.
Hey, Bobby. I know it's
I think hijinks.
You know what?
Possibly malarkey or shenanigans.
Shenanigans. I want to know what kind of shenanigans those are. So,
Okay,
even though I got ahead, and when he turns, I hit the brakes and turn around and go back and see what he's doing.
I'm gonna need I'm gonna take a notice roll on that.
Do that.
And what's your notice? Let's see. Checking back on here. Oh, you have a 2 there.
I have a 2.
Let's see, but I will be rolling on. That. So I'm rolling at 3. What did you get?
I got this here. That means I'm getting to 4. Right? Yes. 4.
That would be enough. Yeah, you do manage to turn back around and enter the garage just in just enough time to see Antonio Adams moving stuff from the trunk of the Sundoto Visiplex to the trunk of a Ford Lightning early model year.
Hmm.
Hop in
Well then.
and peeling out.
Well then.
Mm-hmm.
Well, then.
Yeah, the
The plot accelerates.
I need to use that for the next session.
You may have it as a freebie.
Thank you.
Okay.
But yeah, there is a notice to all racers that for some reason Antonio Adams has dropped out of the rally.
Huh.
And shortly after that, you get a call from James Lalibert asking for a pickup.
James Oliver?
James Lalibert.
No, that's that guy.
Yeah, James Lalibert is calling you now because he and saying, you know that guy that I was worried about? Yeah, he's trying to skip with my money. Could I get a pickup, please?
All I have is this racing car.
Because why not?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And there I'm going to end it on a significant milestone.
Okay.
Because from this point on, the conflict changes considerably.
Mm-hmm.
I think you'll like it.
Seems like it
Alrighty
might.
Yeah. Okay, so everybody knows what that entails, and I'm going to start putting socks on because
It's that time of day.
everybody gets your choice. Well, everybody gets a skill point,
Yay!
and everybody gets their choice of renaming an aspect that isn't your high concept, changing a stunt, buying a new stunt with a point of refresh, or swapping to adjacent skills.
Yes. You're okay.
And yeah, this one's gonna start getting a little crazy next session.
Yeah.
Yay!
Huh. Okay.
Kevin, what's going on?
Yeah.
Yeah. Asking for a pickup.
Yeah, this puts Kevin in the position where he's seen the most of Goat and what's going on, and probably doesn't. Now he might. I think he'll recognize its full import.
Yeah.
But I know what you're saying. The Ford is a domestic model. I'm going to go ahead and stop broadcast now because the session is officially over.